All right, good to be back with you, kiddos. Been a long week, but it's Friday. Everybody happy about that? Yeah. Last time I was here, we talked about the big 5 safety rules. Let's see if we can remember what they were. What was rule number 1? Want me to go here? Sure. Nope, those were the gun rules. I'll come to you.
I forgot.
Don't go.
Near that.
Nope.
Don't go to people you don't know.
Don't go with strangers. Close. Don't go with strangers. That was rule number 1. What was rule number 2? Had to deal with getting in a car and going places.
They might say like, "Oh, little girl, I have a lot of puppies in my car."
That's
Here.
that.
They'll just take you.
Yeah, that would be with going with strangers, right? Yeah, don't fall for their tricks, right? But if we do get in a car with our parents, what are we going to do?
Wear a seatbelt.
Rule 2 is always wear your seatbelt. Every time. Rule 3 has to do with bees.
Never eat something that you shouldn't eat.
Don't put anything in your mouth that'll hurt you, right? You put a bee in your mouth, it's going to sting you, right? That doesn't make sense. Don't put anything in your mouth that'll hurt you, like medicines that aren't yours. Rule 4 has to do with something I have on my tool belt. This one.
Don't ever touch your gun.
Don't touch or play with guns. What are guns designed to do? What are they designed to do?
Hurt people.
Hurt people to kill them, right? They're designed to kill. We don't play with them. They're not toys. They're very dangerous. And rule 5 is no bad touches. Don't let anybody touch you, punch you, kick you, or touch you anywhere where your bathing suit is. That's inappropriate. No bad touches at all. And we learned the 4 important safety gun rules. What are those? You remember those? You gave me one. Rule 1,
Don't go near it.
don't go near it. Rule 1 was stop. Stop. Then rule 2, don't touch it. Rule 3,
Get away from it.
get away from it. What do we do last but not least?
Tell
Tell
them.
an adult. That's how we can help. Stop, don't touch, get away from it, tell a grown-up. And why do we have the rules?
Keep us safe.
Keep us safe and happy. Yep, that's it. Today we're going to talk about 911. We're going to talk about how to call it, when to call it, and what to do when we do call it. All right? These are some phones. Everybody's familiar with the cell phone on the left, right? We all see these. I have it in my back pocket. You know how to work those.
Yeah.
Those two, the one in the middle, that could be at your home. That's a wireless phone. Some people still have those. Some have the one on the right, that white one. It's got a cord attached to it. You push the numbers. Could have those. The red one there, well, we're getting a little bit older. Those are old phones. But that one on the far right here, this is a rotary phone. This is what I had when I was your age. When you called for help, or you called any of your relatives, you had to put your finger in the hole, and you had to spin it around, and then it would come back. And then you'd do it again. For every number, you had to spin that around. It would come back. It took you 75 minutes just to call somebody. It was very inefficient. You don't see those much anymore. You might see them at Grandma and Grandpa's house, but we don't see those much. What do we use telephones for? What do we do with them?
So call the police or something.
Call for help. Any phone calls?
Like video games and stuff.
Yeah, you can play games on phones now. That's awesome.
And you can call your family members.
Call family members. What else do you do?
You can text people.
Text.
FaceTime.
FaceTime them.
Facebook.
Facebook, social media, anything basically, internet. You could do anything on the internet. YouTube. Yeah. Anything else you do? If you get hungry, what could I do?
Order food.
Order food. What would you order? I'd order pizza.
Yeah.
Always order pizza. I love pizza. Yes. Play games. You can even use them for taking pictures. They're really good cameras. Yeah. They're so useful. Telephones are very useful. You should always know a parent's phone number or whoever you live with. If there's an emergency and we need to call your parents, we should know their number. You should know their number. If you don't, tonight's the night you try to memorize it. Take the weekend, try to memorize one of their numbers. There's 2 important rules to always remember when you're using the phone. The first one is never tell anybody you're home alone, like Kevin. Some bad things happened to Kevin, didn't they? Because they knew he was home alone. Don't let anybody know you're home alone. Never give out personal information over the phone. We've told you not to talk to strangers in real life. Don't talk to strangers on the phone either. Your parents should be talking to some of those people, not you. Telephones are very useful to call for help. We use them for ambulance, police, fire. If there's an emergency, we would call that number for help. An emergency is a serious or dangerous situation that requires immediate action. That's a long definition, right? So here's how we're going to remember it. When you need help and you need it right now, that's an emergency. I need help right now. That's it. That's an emergency. House fires, they're emergencies. Car crash, yep. If somebody's hurt, that could be an emergency. If we need an ambulance, those are all emergencies. How about if a car's on fire? Is that an emergency? Yes. How about if a cat's stuck in the tree?
Yeah.
Is that an emergency?
Yeah.
Who says no? I do. That's not an emergency.
What?
That kitty cat climbed up that tree, and he's got the capability of climbing right back down. They will come down eventually, okay? That is not an emergency.
One time my cat got stuck in a bag of,
Now that'd be closer to an emergency. But a cat stuck up in a tree is not an emergency. They'll be okay. They don't need help right now. How about if a child fell off a bike and hurt themselves badly? Is that an emergency?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we need an ambulance, don't we? How about if your brother or sister's bothering you?
No.
No, that's not an emergency. If you see an adult, before you call 911, if there's an adult available or around you, tell them there's an emergency. Let them call 911. They're better at it. They're better at talking to people. They're better at using the phone just because they're older. So let them call before you call. But if not, then you might be the one that have to call 911. If you have to call, make sure you speak loudly and clearly. You're probably going to be nervous. There's an emergency. It's probably scary. It's going to be a little scary. Take your time. Take a deep breath. Talk loud. Talk clear. There's no yelling. You can't yell at them. They can't understand you. You just tell them, I have an emergency or I need help. You give your full name, even though they're strangers. You can give your full name to a dispatcher. This is Chad Haynes. I need help. My dad just fell off the lawnmower and he needs help. Whatever. Explain your emergency just like that. The dispatcher then will talk to you and give you all kinds of instructions. They're going to talk you through it. They're going to calm you down, especially because you're children. They're going to keep you calm and give you direction. Okay? So I brought in a fake phone for this today that we're going to use for our scenarios. Yes. This is definitely a toy phone, isn't it? So this phone has a receiver. This is what you talk into and this is what you listen into. So you have to put this up to your ear, and when you need to call 911, you'll hear a dial tone. That tells you the phone is ready for you to push buttons. And then you would call the number you need to, and the phone is going to talk to you, and so am I going to talk to you. I'm going to act like the dispatcher, okay? So this is what we're going to use for our scenarios. Get my mouse back. You want to help me with the first one, young lady? You want to help me? Yeah, come on up here. All right, so here's the first scenario that she's got to deal with. So she's outside playing in her yard, and she sees her neighbor's house is on fire, just like that. All right, what should you do?
Call 911.
Okay. Was there another option maybe first? You might have to call. We're just going to talk this out for a second.
And maybe tell an adult.
Okay, maybe your mom or dad are home. If they are, the first thing you should do is run inside and tell mom or dad that the neighbor's house is on fire. Let them call. let's just say you're outside and you're home alone. There's nobody else. And now you see that. Now what do you do? Okay, let's go do that. Jump on over to the phone. Did the ringtone happen? It's off, isn't it? There we go. Now it's ready for you.
So I just stay in there?
Nope, you have to dial a number now. There you go.
My neighbor's house is on fire.
Your neighbor's house is on fire. Did you see flames and smoke?
Yeah.
What is your name?
My name is Madison Whitman.
Madison Upman. And do you live at 1234 Surrey Lane?
Yeah.
Yes. Your neighbor's house, is it, what color is it?
White.
Is it 1 story or 2 stories?
One.
You don't, is it 1 floor or 2 floors?
Two.
2 floors. And do you see anybody outside?
No.
Do you know if anybody's home at all?
I don't know.
You're talking to this. Put it back up. There you go. You don't know if they're home or not? Do you see anybody outside screaming and hollering?
No.
No? Okay. We have the police officer coming. He's close, and the fire trucks are on their way too. Okay, I want you to stay on the phone with me until they get there, okay? Okay. And then when they get there, you can hang it up. Go ahead and hang it up. And then she gets, so give her a round of applause. She's ready to go visit that guy. So now that she's helped, now she gets to watch the show, but she's going to stay away from that fire. Don't get too close. Hopefully you're not home alone at your age, but it could happen. So it could happen. A little nervous, isn't it? It's a little rough. All right. You want to help me with the next one?
Yeah.
Come on. I'll get you for the last one over there, young man. All right.
I want you to do it.
All right. So emergency 2. You're staying with your grandparents and Grandpa fell. He isn't hurt, but he can't get up. What could you do?
191.
Okay.
191.
Is it an emergency?
Yeah.
Okay, it could be. Yeah, we can come help with that. Sure.
Yeah.
Is there something else you could do first?
Maybe go tell your neighbors.
If you're staying with grandparents, is there somebody else maybe that's at home?
The other grandparent.
Yeah, maybe grandma. So if grandma's home, we'll go tell grandma. She's going to say, wow, you fell again. She's going to make fun of him, and maybe she can get him up. But let's say grandma went to the store because she forgot pancakes. She had to go buy pancakes because they're your favorite, and she's going to make those. So grandma's not home.
Yeah.
Grandpa fell in the kitchen.
And you can't pick them up.
Can't pick him up, right? Because he's bigger than you. So we definitely need some help.
Yeah.
So let's get some help. What numbers did you push? Oh, what number is that?
Oh.
Oops. What number did you dial? Tell them.
199.
199. Oops. All right, hang it back up. Try it again. There we go.
My grandpa fell and my grandma's not home.
Your grandpa fell and your grandma's not home. What's your name?
Reagan, Daddle.
What is it, Reagan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reagan. And is grandpa in the kitchen or is he in the living room? Where is he?
Kitchen.
And how old is your grandpa? Do you know?
84.
84. Is he breathing? Is he talking to you?
No.
He's not talking to you? Can you tell if he's breathing? You can't tell? Okay. Are you at grandparents' house right now? Or are you at your house? At grandma and grandpa's? And from what it's telling me on my screen, they live at 236 Chestnut Lane. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Reagan, I'm going to need you to go check the front door for me and see if it's unlocked. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, put the phone down and go check the front door. Go check the front door. Act like that's the front door. All right, definitely unlocked. So come on back. What'd you do?
I don't.
You hung up on him. You hung up on him. Okay, so if this happens, because this happens a lot, if this was to happen in real life, the 911 operator would be calling her back. Okay, she accidentally hung up on him. That happens. So ring, 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 ring. Okay, now they're talk to them. Yeah. Yep. So is this Reagan?
Yes.
Hi, Reagan. You hung up on me on accident, didn't you?
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go check the front door though?
Yes.
Okay. It's unlocked?
Yes.
Okay. There is an ambulance just around the corner. You might even be hearing the sirens. Do you hear the sirens?
Yes.
Yep. They should be coming to that front door any minute. I want you to stay on the phone with me until they get in there.
Okay.
Can you still see if Grandpa's breathing?
No, he's not.
He's not breathing. Okay, I want you to just stay on the phone with me until they get there. They should be coming in the front door any second. Good job, Reagan. We got help coming, okay?
Okay.
All right, and then she can hang up. Give her a round of applause. So that'd definitely be a little scary. Grandpa's not breathing. I mean, that's really scary. So did a good job, and we learned our lesson from hanging up. So maybe the next one won't do that. All right, last but not least, you want to help me? What's your name, kiddo?
Oliver?
Oliver. All right. So here's Oliver's situation. No matter how hard you tried, you can't wake your mom up in the morning. Dad is at work and there's no other adults at home. What can you do?
Call?
Okay, call who?
911.
You could do that. Do you know Dad's number? I mean, in all seriousness, do you know your dad's cell phone number?
No.
Okay, so that's not an option for you then, is it? Because you could have called Dad and said, I can't get Mom up, and Dad might then call 911 himself and rush home. That could be an option. Okay, but since you don't, now you only have one option, don't you? Okay, go ahead. All right, did that work? There we go. Now it's ready for you to dial.
My dad is at work and I can't wake up my mom.
You can't wake up your mom. What is your name?
Oliver Goki.
Oliver Goki. How old is your mom? Do you know how old she is? How old are you, Oliver?
8.
8? Okay. And you've tried real hard, but Mom won't wake up? Do you know if she has any medical issues?
No.
No medical issues? Okay. Can you go to her room, or can you see if she's breathing or snoring at all?
No.
Are you in her room right now?
No.
Okay, can you go check and see if she's snoring or breathing and then come back to me? Okay. Just act. Yep, good. Okay, come on back.
Hello?
Yes. Is she snoring or breathing?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. Okay, did you see anything around her bed? Like any medicines or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And is the front door unlocked?
Yes.
Can you go check it just to make sure?
Yeah.
All right. You're getting your miles in today, man. Good. Yep. All right, come on back. It's unlocked. Perfect. The ambulance, and there's a policeman actually just in the subdivision right now. You should be seeing the policeman come up to your front door any minute. Okay? You did a good job, Oliver. Help's on the way. All right. Give him a round of applause. Now, there's a lot of reasons Mom may not wake up, but it's always an emergency. If you tried real hard and we won't wake up. But she could be like diet, but there could be a medical issue where their blood sugar's too low and they can't wake up. They're just sleepy, so they can't wake up. So there'll be some people there to give her some sugar, some juices and crackers to get her sugar back up. So it could be just something like that. So, but you did a really good job getting help from Mom. Yep, a very good job. Don't prank call 911. That means don't use it as a joke. Don't just act like it's a joke. and do it and think it's funny. It's not funny. It's against the law if you do that. If you're practicing, like if you go home tonight and practice some scenarios like we just did, that's okay. Did you see how much they struggled with that phone? Be familiar with the phone that you're going to use with your parents. Do this with your parents so they don't make mistakes. But just act like you're calling some different scenarios. Just talk about it. If you have an old cell phone that you use just to play games, but it's got no cell service, that phone will still call 911. It will still use the emergency numbers. So don't even use that phone. Okay? If you accidentally do call 911 and you've not listened to me and done all this, they'll just stay on the phone with them and tell them, I made a mistake. You won't be in trouble. They'll probably still send a police officer there to make sure everything is okay. And then we'll be like, got you, man. You're all set. And we'll leave. It's not a big deal. Just let them know it was an accident. If you hang up on them, they're going to call back. And if you don't answer, we're only going to assume that there's a real emergency and we're going to turn our lights and sirens on. And we don't want to run lights and sirens if it was just an accident. So let them know it was an accident. All right, let's review what we learned today. What is an emergency? What do you...
Someone's hurt.
And you need what?
Help.
And when do you need it? You need help. When do you need it? Right,
Someone's hurt.
right now, right? You need help right now. That's an emergency. How do we speak to the operator?
Hi, my name's Reagan. I need help because my mom's not waking up.
Yep. How is our voice? Is it
Like calm.
calm? Yep. Loudly and clearly. Do we yell?
No.
No. And what do we say to the operator? You already told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we say?
My mom's not waking up.
Just explain your emergency, don't you? I need help. My mom's not waking up. Do we give our full name to the operator?
Yeah.
Yes. Even though they're strangers, yes. These are strangers we can trust. Explain your emergency just like she did. Follow their instructions. They'll talk to you. They'll keep you calm. They'll stay with you until somebody's there for help. And what's the telephone number you call if you need help?
911.
What is it?
911.
What is it?
911.
Yes, what is it?
911.
911. All right, that's a number you need to know the rest of your life. All right? Thank you again for your attention today. Very good job. And I'll open this up for some questions. If you have any questions last time, go ahead and let your other friends ask some first. So, all right, we're all set.